Every once in a while, a mod comes out that is just spectacular, that's completely impressive and alters the game entirely. But in this case, this mod alters it by restoring what was once lost. This is the E3 HUD and UI by a litany of people: Evgen, Hadium, Kamehameha, Noodle, Lime Zero, Linus, Mr. Moonshoes, Paul Scott, Strongham, and ERXV. This mod changes the user interface to resemble the 2014 E3 demo of The Witcher 3. Oh, by the way, please do not send the mod authors any private messages about problems you're having about the mod. You will be ignored and most likely blocked. It's annoying to receive endless emails about any issues in the game when there's a bug section, which the mod authors assure you it's being read. This mod aims to bring back the old HUD and UI shown in the famous gameplay demo from E3 2014. It was created by a team mostly from scratch, while some assets are leftover files from the previous build of 1.22. There are many features here. Every menu got remapped into E3 style. Animated background for every menu except inventory and beastery. The HUD is E3 style. The original Xbox button icons from E3 2014 are also there. Maps and mini-maps in, as you guessed it, the E3 style. New fonts, new regional load screens, which I think are pretty sick, I like them a lot. New inter-regional loading screens for every signpost in either black and white or colored variants. Integrated live beastery. Monster tracker shows corresponding monsters if active monster hunt quests, otherwise currently buff monsters. By the way, if you're not a big fan of the maps, the mod also comes with mod menus where some features can be toggled on or off. Animated backgrounds, the E3 maps, the E3 mini maps, live beastery, and loading screens in colored or black and white. You may have noticed that the legend in the mini map is missing, and now you got no clue how to find the next brothel. But don't worry, the legend can be toggled via typing F on the keyboard, or right trigger on the Xbox, or right trigger 2 on PS4. And no, the question marks are not missing, it just makes the map kinda cluttered. So they set a standard filter to general. I could wax poetically on and on about this mod, or even read off the description to you verbatim, but there is no point in that, because honestly, it speaks for itself. I'd say that this is one of the worthwhile Witcher mod downloads to come out since the game's inception in the modding scene. There's nothing more I can honestly say about it. The touches, the nuances, everything is fantastic here. You might run into some minor glitches with this mod, but other than that, I don't know what else to say. I am taken aback by it. I'm blown away. This was a tremendous undertaking that paid off tenfold. This is content, and the surprising part about it is it's offered to the public for free. You can choose to donate, if you will. If it were a AAA dev doing this, I assure you they'd want money for it. I am just impressed with this. Impressed, impressed, impressed all day long. It's a beautiful work of art, and it brings back something that I totally forgot existed and executes it on such a professional level. You could have minor gripes about sometimes texture loading being a second slow as far as the animated beastery, but you can't really hold that against them. What was done here was amazing, and I applaud the mod authors for such a tremendous endeavor. I didn't even touch on the fact that the level indicator on monsters was turned off, even if you have level scaling on or off. This was an intentional design choice by the mod authors. There was no level indicator in the E3 demo, and being faithful to that, they went with that decision. And I don't care, because it's still awesome. I think it's cool, it's refreshing, it's change. It's something out of the ordinary for what you've been playing for The Witcher. There's so much here. There is so much here that I say it's worthy of you delving into and discovering yourself. This next mod was by Linus, who was involved in the previous mod we just saw. This is the VGX Sword Walking animation. This mod is now compatible with control version of dodge like The Witcher, and he credits as Waffle for a Waffle and Counter 77 for making this version possible. It changes the casual vanilla sword walk with something which tries to emulate the badass walking with the sword seen in the old footage of the Witcher VGX trailers and demos. So how does it work? It makes Geralt think he's walking through shallow water every time. It probably won't look good with, for example, double-handed mods, but the mod author will try to look into E3 dodge mod compatibilities later. If you're looking for something that has a more casualized walk that gets the vibe that we once saw a long time ago with the Witcher trailers, which often most of the mods we've seen as of late have focused on the before downgraded version of the Witcher, then this might just be for you. Personally, I like it a lot because let's face it, we're playing this game to be the cool guy for a change. At least I am, alright? I don't know about you. Maybe you're daddy cool and you got the chicks all over you and you don't need to play The Witcher with a ton of mods to feel better about yourself, but I do. So it's very short, sweet, long and the skinny. If that's what you're looking for, this is for you. And last but not least is quite an interesting mod, E3 Fishing VGX 2018. This mod is by KNG. Now I may have missed the VGX trailer where it showed Geralt fishing, if that's the case. And I have to say it's pretty interesting. I like it. You know, it's something you could do in the pastime if you were really immersing yourself in the game and role playing. Maybe Geralt goes off to fish while waiting for his next contract, or for a monster to show up. You just sit there and kill some time instead of meditating. It's an interesting take and a well-welcome one. It's something extra, and it makes fantastic screenshots, I must say. The installation of this mod is fairly simple, and how to use it is the key point. You have to go to Bram and White Orchard to get the fishing rod. You equip the fishing rod sort of like you equip a torch, and then you go to some water source and just throw your fishing rod in there. Not throw your fishing rod in there. You cast your line in there by pressing Q. Be patient and wait for some fish to hook. If something gets hooked, press Q to catch it, and E to use at any time to abort. If it wasn't for the fact that I have far too many mods in my copy of The Witcher, which makes dialogues load slowly, I'd keep this mod on my copy of The Witcher, as I find it endearing. There are just so many lovely and tranquil places that you go to in The Witcher, and it's kind of like, it makes perfect sense that you could just sit back and enjoy the scenery, and then do some fishing. I think it's very cool. And on that note, I should be the hell out of here. Rate, comment, subscribe if you so choose to. If not, that's your prerogative. Perfectly fine with me. But remember, the more of you that follow me, the louder my voice gets in a very, very boring and dull YouTube industry that's full of censorship in these days and ages. And it's about time good old Gundam got some respect. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, and I don't pump out mod videos as often as I used to, so a fair warning for those who only watch me for mods. But always enjoy my playlists, because those are full of every mod I've reviewed. And my mod lists, if you're interested in those.